Cut the B.S.
Welcome back to our second episode of Cut the B.S. Somebody had mentioned that we needed a little more spice, so here we are.
We're back with the spice. So, how was your week?
My week has been really great. Been very busy, working in a retirement home and just providing a lot of care. But it's been really relaxing and surrounding myself with amazing people. It's been nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My week was really good too. I've been catching up with some TV shows, having a lot of free time and relaxing after all the performing I've been doing.
What were you watching?
I was watching a Disney XD show called The 7D. It aired back in 2016, and we were able to get it on our TV using, what's it called, TV Com or something?
Like our Amazon Fire Stick?
Yeah. That's where I was watching it. Well, how was your weekend, Savvy?
It was good. I started my placement this week, so it was really busy. And then I was back to work this week with kids at the Boys and Girls Club. And yeah, I've been so invested on this whole TikTok ban.
Right.
Like,
Everybody
I've been
in our
so
newsfeed.
invested.
Yeah.
People are posting like drafts and like sharing secrets, and I've been very invested in it.
People are also like, if you don't know TikTok's getting banned, here's the rest of my social media. If you want to follow me, here's my Instagram, my Snapchat, my YouTube, my Twitter, my this and that.
I saw like one of these like TikTokers that I follow, they had posted like the screenshot of TikTok saying like, sorry, it's banned, like you can't use TikTok. And then earlier I came home and I was on my phone and I saw people were like, oh, TikTok is back. And I was like, that only lasted 12 hours. Like, how the heck did that...
Correct. So there was like a huge blackout. So again, we're in Canada, so we haven't experienced the whole TikTok blackout. But I know a lot of our friends that are watching, that's probably from the United States, were a little bit upset because I know that we love TikTok. I
would be upset.
Like, I'm obsessed. I think most of us are like on TikTok scrolling. I think literally everybody is. If
TikTok gave me some
I felt
good
so
laughs.
like distraught when I first heard it. I was like, oh, this is not real. And then it got real. And I was like, oh, how am I supposed to like live my life without TikTok?
Right?
Which is bad. It is bad because like you shouldn't rely on an app like that. But it's comforting, right?
But also, there were people around the world who relied on TikTok because there was like, okay, think of some TikTok celebrities that we know, like Selena Spooky Boo, and Michaela and Nikki Tutorial, all those people, they were makeup. They were all TikTok famous. And they made money.
Absolutely.
So what are they going to do? Like James Charles, he's also famous on TikTok. He made money.
A lot of them have YouTube as well, though, too. So.
Yeah, that's true. So they still have a backup plan after TikTok.
But I'm glad that it got all figured out. Because it was starting to stress me out.
And again, it does take away the run of you. TikTok, again, is like a full-time job for some people.
Yeah.
So having that just kind of shut down and trying to figure out where they're going to find their next income, it's kind of scary. And besides, I know like when I'm in bed, I just love scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Me three.
Can I just say also, like, it is so intimidating having this big camera.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember when we first did the episode, I was very nervous, very shaky.
We were very tense.
It's very hard to talk. Even for me, it's hard to talk about myself, especially with a big camera in my face. It's very intimidating because I don't know how to say it or what to say.
But having this big camera also means that we have our fabulous cameraman, videographer, Joe Bird. We're so thankful for you, Joe, so thank you so much. And all the editing that you do for us. I know our first episode was fun, but it took a lot of work, so we appreciate you.
I wanted to make a little joke, though. Like, you know, Joe does have a big camera, if you get my drift, you know.
That must make you pretty popular, huh, Joe?
What? I'm lost straight now.
Awkward.
Awkward. He says awkward.
But on a real level though, like, it is very intimidating in a sense to have this huge, enormous, high profile,
bright light,
professional camera.
Yeah.
And just being able to have someone like Joseph to support us, to film and do all the editing, it truly is like it's a dream come true because there's a lot of people that want to have this opportunity to do a podcast. With this being new and us just diving right into it, it feels amazing to just have that kind of support and just have this all put together so professionally.
Yeah, I know, like, when I did the video for the Willows,
Right.
it took me a long time, and it was only, like, a 2-minute video. And, like, it took me a little bit to figure out how the editing works, so I can only imagine, like, how hard it is to
Correct.
edit a whole, like, 30-minute video is crazy, so.
Your video was amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you, yeah. I had a lot of fun filming it with some of the residents, and
Right.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And just talking about that, I have tried to edit like videos and stuff, and it just seems very impossible. You're really good at it, by the way.
Me?
Your TikTok, yes.
Thank you.
You
I wish that you posted more on TikTok.
I do too. It's hard as well because I don't have a TV to play music, and my ring light is broken.
Oh no.
So I need to fix it
struggles.
or get a new ring light.
The struggles. We'll have to figure out a way of getting a new ring light.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, you need to keep making content.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so too. So I think that something really big that I wanted to touch base on, and I know we all talked about this, was friendships.
Absolutely.
Do you have something that I know when we talked, there was a lot that we talked about. So is there something that you wanted to kind of start us off with?
Yeah, of course. Like, I guess a lot of people at the end of the day, we all go through life. We all go through struggles and triumphs. And, having friends can be very rewarding. You have people that are there to support you, to be there for you, to go out and hang out. But sometimes when your life is so busy and you're overwhelmed, and just putting myself in your shoes, you are doing a placement, you're going to school, you're also working. And I think it's really tough when you were trying to have those friendships with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just, again, trying to maintain those friends in our work lives and, our personal lives. Because, again, a lot of people sometimes might not know what we're really going through.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I know that I have gone through some friendships where if people don't know, they know, like, if they know me, they know that I have a busy life.
Right.
And I have had friends in the past where they didn't understand that and would get upset that I was constantly busy and I had no time to hang out.
Right.
So this summer, I've of course I know, like, I'm young and I need to have a life, right? And I need to have time for my friends. So, like, this summer I really changed and not been so, like, uptight about things and, like, just letting loose and making time for my friends, which was really nice. And something that is so important to me is my best friend Hannah and I, like, kind of reconnected. We had always stayed in touch, but she had moved to St. Catharines, so it was hard, right? Like, when you don't live in the same town anymore, it gets kind of hard. So in April, I was like, hey, it's my birthday, like, let's go out. And we got a group together and we went out to Big Texas and, like, we had so much fun. And, like, ever since, we've been, like, hip to hip. Like, she is the one person that I couldn't live my life without.
So what I love is, like, in a snap of the fingers, you were able to still connect with your friend, even though life was busy, and you guys were able to still connect like it was day one of first being friends, right?
Yeah, and it's, like, crazy. Like, Fort Erie is such a big part in our family because it's helped Sel, it's helped me, it's helped my other sisters, and
It's helped Mom.
Yeah, it's helped Mom as well.
Absolutely.
And Hannah was, like, first day of school, Hannah was my first friend. She just walked up and was like, hey, I'm Hannah. And, like, the rest was just history. And that's, like, I love telling people, like, she's been my best friend since grade 5. Like, like,
But
it's so nice I never thought that I would have a friend to, like, be able to say, like, I've had a friend for more than 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a huge
it's so
treasure.
nice. And, like, I'll forever be grateful for her. So.
Well, keep a friend like that because absolutely, I think it's just really, it's really a rewarding to have that best friend, and again, almost like a sister that you wish I can't say you wish you had because you have such amazing sisters, but in addition to,
I wish Hannah was my sister.
Yes, no,
I mean, she is technically, but yeah, no, I get what you mean.
And Selena, how are you with friendships and stuff? Do you go through good and bad sometimes with some people that you consider friends?
Yes, honestly, I've been through some ups and downs with my friends, but I haven't always had friends. When we were living in Mississauga in elementary school, I had no friends because again, I was bullied, I was picked on. So I didn't exactly have as much friends as Sabby did. I only had 2 friends. And then when we moved to Fort Erie, and then we went to the Garrison Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then I joined the special class. And then I met the kids there, and I did have some connections with some of the kids there. But I think the real true friends that I had was when I joined Task. I met so many great kids in Task. Even if they were like 10 years older than me, I had an incredible connection with them. Especially, I have one best friend. Probably the bestest friend I've ever had in my life. Her name is Hannah. She's 18. She's someone that you work with.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I have so much in common. We hang out.
2 Hannahs?
2 Hannahs. We're sisters, and both of our best friends' names are Hannah.
I love this.
I just realized
keep talking.
That is crazy.
Hannah is a lot like me in a way. She loves the same stuff I like. She loves the same shows and movies. Same animal. We both love axolotls, and we both love squishmallows, and we both love sensory things like this that I've been playing with recently. And she's a lot like me. I tell her everything. And she tells me everything.
Yeah. And I think that's great that you have a friend that you can go to and talk, like you're having a stressful day and you're like, oh, I need to talk to somebody about it. And to you, that comfort blanket is Hannah.
And it's not just Hannah. I also talk to CJ, Colin, Andrew, Jacob, all my friends at Task. I tell them everything.
You know how you just said how in Mississauga I had more friends than you?
Yes, because you did.
I think we're flipping it now, and you got more friends than I do. But you know what? So many people are like, oh, I need to have so many friends. Like, I am not that person. I love my small circle. Like, I have my handful of best friends, and I can live my life happy just with those few people.
I agree. I wouldn't change it for the world.
The saying too, like, why have 100 pennies when you can have 4 quarters?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes having that smaller group of friends
can be
very rewarding at the same time. And I use the word rewarding because, like, I don't want to be negative, but at the same time, like, I'm very grateful to have met so many people in my life, and there's people that I have considered friends for many, many years growing up.
But I think too, like, of course there's negatives to it, right? Like, I know, for example, my cousin is in grade 8 and she lives in Toronto, and like, girls are just so mean right now, you know?
Mean girls, absolutely.
There's just, like, mean girls are everywhere. And I don't understand, like, I work with a lot of teens, and I hear the things that they talk about and that they say that kids are saying to them. And like, when I was in elementary school and like peak of high school, nobody was like that. Like, we were all
like,
it was like family, right? Like, when I was in high school, like, it was family. It didn't matter what grade you were, or, you know, like, what you looked like, or what anything. Like, everybody knew each other, and everybody was nice to each other. And so now, like, it's so crazy to hear, like, different things, like, people saying, like, I'm your friend, but I'm going to do this. And it's like, no, they're not your friend if they're going to do that.
Stab you right in the back before
you know, like, that's
realize.
not a friend.
That's not, no.
Like, I, obviously, when I was in high school, I went through some friendships where I was like, it took me a little bit longer to realize, but I was like, they're not my friend. If they're going to treat me like that, they're not my friend. And that's something that's so important that I wish that if anybody is going to take friendship advice, is to keep your guard up sometimes.
Right.
And B, don't let people walk over you and take advantage of your kindness. Because sometimes that's happened to me. Like, especially in high school. I was young, I was naive, I was, you know, and my friends would take advantage that I was so nice and I would do things for them. And so I think that's so important if we do have a young audience watching. I think that's so important for them to know, right?
I think it's really important. And again, friends are amazing, right? They're what makes this world go round. We're able to tell our secrets and have them in our lives. And
yeah,
I think it's important. And again, for anyone that is young that thinks that they have friends and they're doing things that are, I guess, unkind and making them feel lower than what they should. Sometimes I always say too, like, surround yourself with positive people and people that make you feel the best. If somebody's making you not feel your best, it's time to get rid of that negative and think of those that make you feel positive and feel great, and fill your bucket with kindness and not be a bucket dipper.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think too, like, another crazy part is, and it can start into friendship and then go into dating.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like dating too is crazy right now. At least I feel that in this day and age right now, dating is crazy.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's so hard to trust people. I feel like I am someone that my guard is always up with people, and it takes me a while to trust. Like, I can totally admit that I have trust issues with some people, but that's just me. That's my past. That's, so, like, it's very valid. My feelings are valid.
Absolutely.
But I feel like it's so hard sometimes because you try to trust and then you're like, but what if? You know what I mean? Like, but what if this happens, or they could do this? Like, I've seen so many things from, like, people I know versus just on the internet. Like, it's crazy. And, like, people will make you think that a relationship is perfect, and then all of a sudden everything comes out and it's like, whoa.
You just hit that right on the nail. And again, like, you give people your whole world, your whole time. Your time's valuable, and when you give your all to somebody, especially when you're dating, you end up not having your friends anymore. As we were talking about friendships, like, you now are one-on-one, your full focus is, your partner, someone that you're with, and all your friends that you have. Like, I know too myself, like, I have been very distant with my friends, but even vice versa, my friends as well, like, I have not seen or heard from some of them because they're just living life now. They're in a relationship, and sometimes when that crashes and burns, they're in your inbox and they're there again, and you have your friend back.
Yeah.
And then they constantly keep going back to a very vicious circle.
Yeah.
And I think, again, when we bounce back to even friendships, I think it's really important to have that friend to be there always, like your friend Hannah, if something were to ever happen to her, or your friend Hannah, two Hannahs, I know you too would have their backs instantly. You'd be open ears and open arms, and at the same time, it sucks, and I feel for young people that, not even just young people, but anyone in general, that goes through those heartbreaks and the trauma and experiences.
No, absolutely. So I'm actually curious to know, what is dating like for you, Sel? Because, girl, I know you've had some boyfriends, so I'd love to know.
I've had some.
More than me. But I'd love to know, like, for your perspective, what is dating like?
It's new. It's complicated. It's honest. Okay, so when I was young, of course, I've had boyfriends. I've had.
Get it, girl.
How many boyfriends?
How many boyfriends have you had?
Okay, if I were to say, probably like 4 or 5 boyfriends.
Okay, well, we're not counting on your toes yet. That's good.
Okay, but in all seriousness, obviously when I was little, I didn't know exactly what dating was. I didn't know about communication and loyalty and stuff. All I knew was, oh, I love you, oh this, oh that, oh presents. But
presents.
I was spoiled in relationships. But as I got older, I started to realize that there's more to it. There's boundaries, there's respect, there's trust, and I didn't really have that in a lot of relationships.
Yeah, and I think...
Yeah, plus I've made some mistakes as well. I was very talkative and pushy, and I wasn't very patient.
I wouldn't say you're pushy. I don't think you're a pushy person. I think that your biggest thing is boundaries. And you don't like it when people, like, are constantly on you.
Want my attention.
Yeah, like, you're very busy, right? So...
And it's hard, especially...
Which is so valid.
I'm young, too. I'm 23. I don't have a lot of time to date. I'm focusing on my job and my career and my family.
Yeah, true. So don't be dropping those boyfriend applications in our comment section.
No.
Because she is not ready yet.
No.
Off the market.
She's off right
now. Yeah. Okay.
I remember Selena actually got married when we were younger.
Oh no. It's true. Yes,
Married?
It's true.
She got
But
married.
you also got married too. To a dog.
Okay, yeah, but now I'm probably a widow, so.
Were they a furry?
No,
it was an actual dog.
Real dog.
It was an actual dog.
I was just checking.
Yeah.
It was a real dog.
I was a wild
Yeah.
child, apparently.
Oh my god, how old were we when I was probably like
We were
9
young.
or 10?
It was before moving to Fort Aries, so we were pretty young. We were probably in like.
How old were you when you got married?
I was probably 10 or 11.
10. And how old were you when you got married to the dog?
I was probably like 8.
8.
This was back, oh my god, I want to say 2011 or it was 2010. 2010.
Okay, it was 2010, and we were a lot younger than that.
We were camping at Niagara Falls KOA, and I had my first boyfriend. And along with that, Sabrina met his dog. And
I'm a dog lover, what can I say?
It was like a little play wedding. It was like a play wedding that we had.
You know,
First boyfriend and you got married.
yeah.
Dang.
We even had like a flower girl and everything. I was walking down. We were walking down the road with my little bouquet.
Selena was the first one.
Flowers. It was like da 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 da. I was behind her.
Selena was the first sister to get married.
I love that.
So sorry you all missed it.
Yeah.
Jesus, oh my god.
I needed that.
That's
Thank
crazy.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but I think also that something that I have learned also is not letting your partner be embarrassed to like be with you or to just
Make you do something
be out
you
with you
don't
and
want to do.
yeah, I think like you want to be with someone that wants to be with you, right? Not feeling embarrassed of the what if other people have a comment or whatever. Like to me, it doesn't really matter.
I get scared of a lot of things. Like, what if this person is abusive? What if this person is controlling? What if this person does this and that? That's what I get scared.
It's
dating.
it's definitely not a good feeling at all, for sure. And I'm sure I can, I guess, relate in that sense too. Growing up, I once dated somebody in high school, and when I came out of the closet, I unfortunately was treated not nice at all by many people. And when I went to high school, I literally was like talked about through the whole high school. Everyone knew who I was before I even had a chance to introduce myself. And I was dating somebody for 2 years. I was in grade 9, my first love, and they broke up with me. And I was so devastated and so heartbroken that I literally stayed single all the way until I was in my 20s. So a good like 7-8 years throughout the rest of my high school and doing my campaign. And I finally just started like opening myself up into this like whole dating world.
Mm.
And it's not easy. It's not at all. And I've always told myself since I went through like this wall of fire, burning ring of fire, it was really, really not easy. And to, again, I guess, set myself back of, wondering and worrying about what other people think of me because I'm in a relationship that maybe they're uncomfortable in their own skin, holding my hand, I guess being in the closet again.
Yeah.
Right? Not being your true, authentic self. And again, friendships, not talking to people, just being hidden away. Like if you're a dusty trophy on a shelf that just collects dust, sometimes you have to polish that trophy and you have to just take pride in that item or in that person and start seeing things in a better light.
Yeah, and I also think too, like I'm a very work-driven person. My goal is to finish school, be a teacher, and make as much money as I can. Do you know what I mean? Like I want that teacher salary. I want, I'm very driven. Like I have lots of goals that I want to accomplish that are not very cheap goals. You know what I mean? Like I want to build my own house. I want to go to Italy. There's so many different things that I want to accomplish. And so I want to find someone that is just as driven as I am. So that way we can have a good life. Do you know what I mean?
I totally
I'm
agree.
so driven in that way. Like I think it's so important.
I just think of working, right? When you work, you're able to save money, you're able to buy a car. In the future, you might be able to buy a house or, again, provide for an amazing education that's going to benefit your future, right? So, again, you want to be with someone that is going to have those kind of goals too. to be something in life, to want to push their dreams and goals. And again, you're not going to be the one only taking care of them. They should also be taking care of you.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. It's honestly like the truest thing ever.
It's
it really
true.
is.
Like I said, okay, I'm just thinking, I'm just so random right now, but like this morning, you know how it was like snowy?
Yeah.
You're probably sleeping.
Uh-huh.
But we were going to work.
Justin and I were not sleeping.
And the car, you know, it was filled with ice, and I literally told you to get in the car and just sit there like a princess, so I could sit there and scrape
Which
and try to
so
get the.
bad.
But
no, it was really cold this morning at 6:30.
And as I got into the
freezing.
car, I literally said, like, you should always have like a man. And I'm not saying like we're together, because you know maybe we are.
Hey, boo.
But I'm just saying that you should always have someone that's going to make sure that you come first too. Like, I'm not going to sit here and let you in the cold brush your car off. Like, you deserve the world.
I was very appreciative of that this morning because
it was cold.
You know, A, it was cold, and B, you know, I like my sleep, so I wasn't too happy this morning. But the day went on, and now here we are.
I wish I could have been there to see
but
that.
you know what? Actually, something that I recently learned about, which is crazy that I just learned about it, is the surfing Santa.
Yes, have you seen it, Surfing Santa before?
I have no idea what that is.
So
I had just learned about it, like, just a few days ago, and I am disappointed in myself that I didn't know about it before.
You
Please,
guys are
tell me,
nuts.
educate me. What is this? What is the surfing
There's
Santa?
literally, and I'll let you talk. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Surfing Santa has always been like a really huge event in Fort Erie, and I've been in Fort Erie my whole entire life, and I'm not going to say how old I am because no, but I'm getting up there. But I have to say I've been to probably 11 Surfing Santa events.
What?
Is there an actual surfing Santa?
Yes,
Yes.
there is.
Why
They
have I not
literally
seen
are
this?
dressed up.
On December 23rd.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right? December 23rd.
Yes.
And they dress up as Santa. And they just go onto the...
So the Niagara River is a huge river, right? So obviously in Fort Erie, Ontario, we're so close to Buffalo. So we have the Peace Bridge and we have the train bridge, and literally all the way near, like past Waverly Beach, or Waverly Park, Surfing Santa literally goes in the water on a surfboard, dressed as Santa Claus, and surfs all the way in the Niagara River. And if you don't know about the Niagara River, the current is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime, it's flowing, but
and cold.
It's freezing. There's chunks of ice, and the whole entire community from Fort Erie and like the whole region of Niagara comes out to Fort Erie to see this happen. It's like one in a lifetime opportunity to see it because it's once a year.
Mm-hmm.
And while Surfing Santa is literally out there, my fear always is them falling into the water.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time they're on that surfboard and they're literally just floating down the river. There's cameras, there's people, everyone's cheering them on. It's such a great event. And you just heard about it?
Yeah, I just heard about it. And I can't remember what it was, but what does he raise the money for again?
So he does do a lot of charities, but homelessness is his number one thing. Yes. So
yes, now I remember. Which is huge. I just said the other night when we were talking about this that I wish that I had the ability to just like cure homelessness.
Absolutely.
And that I could provide housing for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I had that power. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure we could try, but
if we were pretty hard. For sure.
It'd be pretty hard. But I think it's a lot of people aren't aware of, specifically in Fort Erie. I don't think there's a lot of people aware of the homelessness just in Fort Erie. Yes. In our like small town, you know, like, I mean, it's growing, which is nice. It's nice to see that it's growing into something great, but I wasn't even aware of how bad it was actually.
All over. So homelessness, not only in Fort Erie. So I just want to say too, if there are some homeless people in our own community,
mm-hmm.
and we don't have literally many programs. I don't even think we have any other than Salvation Army on Gilmer Road that would open their doors on maybe at a couple occasions, emergencies. But we don't have any programs in Fort Erie for people that are homeless outside,
mm-hmm.
sleeping in the cold. And again, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, the numbers are growing.
Yeah.
Prices are going up, rent is going up. A lot of our friends, ourselves, can relate of paying for groceries and paying for rent and bills. But sometimes we might feel like we're going to be in that same position soon and sleeping on the streets because we have nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like in this economy right now, like, it could literally happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Because, like, just going simple grocery shopping without buying, like, produce or, you know, like,
Yes.
like actual groceries, you know? Like, for our household, we spend, like, over $100, and it's not even
It's
things
just
that, like, they're
simple
just, like,
food.
simple, like, the bread, butter, you know, milk type things. Like, there's no meat, there's no, like, expensive grocery items. So it's, like, crazy, the economy that we live in right now.
It's
The
tough.
price, like, it's so tough. Like, if I lived on my own, I'd be homeless.
Yes, no,
Like,
absolutely.
I know for sure I wouldn't be able to afford my bills or anything. Like, I just feel bad for people who are struggling right now.
Like,
Can't even go to the toy aisle without finding a $40 Barbie doll.
that is very
Some
true.
people,
right?
Some people struggle about buying their groceries, and Selena
Struggles to buy
'cause she
stuffed
can't
animals.
afford a $40 stuffed animal.
It's true. But you know what I mean, right? Because back then, toys were a lot cheaper. But now...
It's expensive, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Inflation.
do you know what something is actually really funny that just popped in my mind? When we were younger, we obsessed over Monster High dolls.
Oh, back in 2010.
And
it was 2010.
I'm so sorry for my mom that she had 4 that were all obsessed with the most popular toy in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Specifics. So my mom had to spend, it was at least $50 per doll, right? And there's 4 of us.
What?
Like, they were expensive. I remember that. They were so popular. Crazy popular. And then, like, years later, we're at the dollar store and we see a Monster High doll at the dollar store. My mom was like, "You're kidding me, right?" Like, she's like, "You know how much money I spent on these damn dolls? And now they're selling them at the dollar store?" Like, it's just crazy to think something like that, right?
I am blown away right now.
Cell's face just, I'm trying to be very serious.
She didn't realize how much they were.
You wanted the doll, right? Monster High.
Yes.
But you, I guess, didn't care. It's not that you didn't care how much it was. You just wanted the doll, right?
I just wanted the
and
doll.
Mom made sure it happened. So she went out of her way and spent $50 and was broke. And now you're finding out how much she's really spent to make sure
I'm
your
so
dream.
sorry.
That's what I'm talking about.
And where are these Monster High dolls now?
Yeah, where are they now?
Where are they?
No idea.
Probably in...
They probably ended up at Valley Village and some other kids playing with them now.
or in our dog's stomach. Because remember, our dogs used to nibble on the dolls?
Yes, they did. Shout out Daisy. Yeah.
Shout out Daisy.
Yeah.
As we were talking about homelessness, though, you know, inflammation, you know, even buying a simple thing like a Barbie doll can be really expensive.
Yeah.
We go now from not getting the things that we want to things that we need. And Surfing Santa, as someone that I find is really remarkable, that goes and raises a whole bunch of money for homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
There's a program that is in Niagara called Out of the Cold, where like churches and programs will open up their facility and give them a hot meal and a place to stay overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And there's these cute little tiny homes in St. Catharines as well that are being monitored with cameras and on-site workers that are opening those little homes so people can start staying warm.
Yeah.
There's somebody in Fort Erie that I know right now, and I'm not going to name them. Upsets me a little, but you know what? They're a warrior. Right now, they're sleeping in a tent, and they have already been removed several times, and their stuff has been thrown out, but they have nowhere to go. So they do use like a fire in their tent, and you know, very dangerous ways.
Yeah, I've seen so many different stories about, you know, like, it's freezing outside.
Absolutely.
And now we're getting to the end of January, going into February, and like, it's the coldest month of the year. And people who are homeless are starting fires in their tents to try and keep warm.
Yes.
And not get frostbite. And then their tent is catching on fire. And then, unfortunately, they're dying in their tent. And it's so sad. Like, and I think it's just like, I don't know. I think if people were just more kind,
right,
and more opening and understanding that, like, these people are human too, and at one point they lived a life just like you did.
Yes.
And unfortunately, their life story changed and now they're in this situation, and you should just help them. And, you know, like businesses, let them sit inside for 5 extra minutes and, you know, before they have to go outside at night and freeze to death until they can find somewhere to go inside and stay warm.
Right. And I always say, when people that don't understand, and for those that don't really know how cold it is, there is a night that will be coming, I think next month, where everyone will be staying outside and sleeping outside. And while they're doing that, they're raising money to help the homeless.
Wow.
It's like literally sleeping outside in the cold. Everyone all comes together. They all will just sit along a building, and they literally will all night for 24 hours will stay outside to feel like what it's like to live outside in the cold with no heat, you know, no warmth and no support. And at the same time, while they're doing that, they're raising funds to give back to the community, as you mentioned.
I think that's great. Honestly, I think that's really great.
If everyone were to step up and to help and, you know, bring awareness in that sense, I think it would make a huge difference.
I wish we could do something.
Yeah, I wish that
really
we could
nice.
too.
Do a charity to like raise money to donate to the homeless.
I think that would be really awesome. Like,
or just give them like 10 gift cards of Tim Hortons gift cards so they have something to eat.
Yeah, like I've always said that I've always wanted to make like care baskets.
Okay, good idea.
And like care bundles and bring them out to like people in Fort Erie or St. Catharines or whatever, right? Like
toothbrushes.
And hand them out, and like toothbrushes and socks and underwear and
gloves.
Some snacks and gloves and
water,
extra pair of pants. Sometimes people, you know, like anything that we think that might be helpful. I think I've always wanted to do something like that. So I'm hoping at some point in my life I'm able to do that.
And as we're talking now, if anyone that is listening that could, you know, I guess say donate some gloves and toothbrushes and deodorant, hygiene products and stuff, it's never too late to do that. So maybe this could be a little project that we could do, and maybe go on site and bring the interview in person to interview some people on what it's actually like and touch base, and maybe not next episode but in the future, on what it's like to be where they are and help and give back to our community.
Absolutely.
It doesn't, we're not the ones that can change the whole entire situation, but we definitely can be part of the change.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So
you know what they say, a small act of kindness can change everything.
Yes.
We can do
Actions speak louder than words. Like, absolutely.
And it takes a village to make a difference.
Yes.
So imagine if people were to donate those products to help us be able to also pay it forward. That would be a miracle.
Absolutely. I think to kind of wrap up our second episode, we were talking last night about our special talents and like maybe hidden talents, and we discovered that our friend Selena has a hidden talent.
Yeah.
Does she ever have a hidden talent?
She does. And she's gotten that from my grandpa, for sure.
Oh, I literally have just been so like, I just want a hot dog. That's all. And that's
like,
I'm just going to cut it there. I want a hot dog.
So, Selena, could you share some of your talent with us?
You got to close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes, because you'll know who this is. You'll know who this is. Oh my God, you look like the 4th of July. Oh, it makes me want a hot dog real bad. Taking the dog, dumbass. Just implant a picture of Jennifer Coolidge. That's my secret talent, voice impressions.
Do you have any others?
I can do this.
Oh. Well, I think that's our cue. Thank you so much for watching our podcast. We appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten in just such a short time. Stay tuned for our next episode, because we will definitely be having a special guest. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys next week.
We're looking to interview some amazing people out in our community or in the Niagara region that's wanting to be part of this podcast. Whether you have a story to share, singing, to all walks of life, we want to be able to use our platform to shine light on you. So please reach out to us at Cut the B.S. Podcast 14 at gmail.com, and we'll be in touch, as I think it's our biggest goal to start interviewing and just getting to know you.